Hey everyone, so this is my Module 9 Assistive Technology Reflection. So, first, I think the role of assistive technology in the classroom is to just make sure that students with disabilities can have access to everything in the classroom and have the same opportunities as other students in the classroom. So, even students without disabilities, assistive technology can help anyone in the classroom with anything that they need assistance with. And I think that the role is just to make sure that everyone has all the same opportunities and can be assisted in their own ways that makes it easier for them in the classroom. So I work as a para and a substitute, and there's a lot of students that need assistive technology. A lot of students use iPads with like different things that help them with their speech or being able to communication wise. And then I have a lot of students also that I've helped that have been in wheelchairs. Even today, when I was working, I had to help a student with a wheelchair, and he has a lift that attached to the stairway to go up to the second story of the building that he can load onto and come up at any time on his own and easily join the class with his other classmates on the second story of the building. So I've had quite a few opportunities with different assistive technologies and in the classroom setting. The one assistive technology that I like that we discussed this week was AbleNet, and I just like that it helps students with things that had to do with the classroom itself, like switches and their speech and accessibility and navigating apps. And I really liked that it had video tutorials showing how they could use that all differently. Some of the different applications, assistive technology, that I found about in the Brunsma thing is that I talked about applications that assist with existence, so necessary to sustain life. So one option or different type of thing that it could assist with is like sleeping assistance. So there's a lot of people that like stop breathing when they sleep. So like one example of that would be like a sleep apnea machine, like known as a CPAP, so that they can continue breathing and stuff like that. So that's super assistive when it comes to life existence. Next, I did applications with communication. Translation devices are apps that are used in order to communicate with others that speak different languages are big with communication. My main one that I think is great is obviously you can just use Google Translate. Anybody can pull that up on their phone, say whatever they need to say in English, and it will reiterate that back in whatever language you want it to be in. And so that's super assistive when it comes to communication. Next, I did over environmental interactions, which was activities associated with daily living. So I think talking calculators are really helpful, especially for students that have trouble like with their body movements and things like that. They can use their calculators and speak if they're not as able to move like other students. It helps students with dyscalculia and offers benefits for students that struggle with math overall, and I just think that that's a great option for a lot of different students. So one additional assistive technology that I found out is like a computer app that you can download onto your iPads for students, and it's called MobiMax. And I actually learned about this while I was substitute teaching and working as a para at the school district I'm at. And it's mostly used in the special education department where I work because it allows students to work on things like a variety of different subjects like math, reading, science, English, and they can work at their own pace. And then if they were to miss the problem, it goes back and tells them how to work it out and what they need to do to fix it. And I think that's super assistive, especially for people or students that have quite a few learning disabilities, because it explains it to them and explains to them what they did wrong or how they can get their score to become better, and it does it in multiple different subjects. So all lessons are also aligned with Common Core standards, and teachers can implement the service with a very little work on their ends. They can kind of just let students loose with it, and it's super self. It's pretty self-explainable. You know what I mean? But it just helps students learn a variety of subjects at their own pace, and I think that that's really beneficial, and it's really assistive for students with learning disabilities and that need help. So.